Live life in Christ.
Ancient records described a mortal scribe named Enoch who ascended beyond the human realm to witness the architecture of heaven. He was carried past the clouds to behold divine secrets never meant for earthly eyes. The archangel Uriel revealed a universe of total mechanical precision. In this celestial model, the sun and moon pass through numbered gates along a rigid track, governed entirely by the mathematics of divine law. This movement divides into 4 symmetrical segments to govern the seasons. By locking the 364-day calendar into this rigid loop, the cosmos ensures that every year unfolds without a single deviation from its path. This absolute obedience is the baseline for all existence. The celestial bodies set a standard of perfection, making the coming breach all the more severe. 200 immortal angels, known as the Watchers, chose to abandon their heavenly posts. They turned away from their divine duties, driven by a desire for mortal human women. The Watchers descended onto the physical world at a specific location, the harsh, snow-capped summit of Mount Hermon. It was here, in the days of the patriarch Jared, that the celestial order was first compromised. Their leader, Samjaza, forced a commitment from his followers. On the mountain's peak, all 200 angels swore a mutual oath, binding themselves to a shared curse so that no one could retreat from their rebellion. By prioritizing their own desires over their divine command, the Watchers replaced predictable obedience with their own internal will. This unholy pact on the mountain introduced a variable of chaos that the universe's perfect machinery was never designed to account for. This was a calculated and forbidden exchange. The Watchers secured human wives by weaponizing the population with heaven's guarded secrets. Azazel, one of the fallen angels, showed humans how to extract metals to forge swords, knives, and armor. This injection of technology changed the trajectory of human history, introducing the concept of permanent warfare to the earth. The corruption extended into vanity and deception. Humans were taught the use of antimony for eye makeup, the creation of dyes, and the cutting of precious stones to distinguish themselves from one another. Other Watchers revealed the arts of sorcery and astrology. By learning to manipulate nature and look to the stars for personal power, humanity traded their spiritual clarity for a blind obsession with magic. This rapid influx of forbidden knowledge turned a once peaceful world into a complex engine of violence. Human nature was redirected, shifting away from the divine order and toward a path of vanity. The union between these immortal beings and mortal women produced a biological anomaly, the Nephilim. These were towering giants that the earth was never meant to sustain. The Nephilim rapidly consumed all human resources. When the crops could no longer support them, they turned their hunger toward mankind, devouring people and drinking blood to maintain their massive frames. The resulting bloodshed saturated the earth until it cried out for justice. Looking down from the heavens, the archangels Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel presented the human plea for intervention before the Creator. The divine response was a systemic purge. Noah was instructed to build an ark to preserve life, while a global flood was decreed to physically drown the corrupted bloodlines that had taken over the planet. The rebellious Watchers were dealt with immediately. They were stripped of their immortality and bound in subterranean darkness, where they would remain for 70 generations. The flood served as a necessary reset. It was not a gesture of random anger, but a calculated removal of the chaos that had been introduced by the fallen angels. Enoch's visions extend to the finality of justice. He saw the Son of Man taking a throne of glory to execute a judgment over creation that is both absolute and irreversible. Enoch describes an ancient, glowing ledger where every deed of every human and angel has been meticulously recorded. At the moment of judgment, these books are opened, and the evidence is finalized. The unrepentant humans and the fallen watchers share the same fate. They are cast into an eternal abyss of fire. There is no mercy, no appeal, and no escape from this outcome. Even the rebellious stars that failed to follow their orbital paths are thrown into this prison. In this system, a failure to obey the cosmic laws of nature is punished just as severely as a moral sin. Divine justice functions like the machine Enoch first saw. It is binary and absolute. Those who introduce chaos are permanently removed from the cosmos. For those who lived righteously, the reward is a transformed earth. It is a renewed world where death, pain, and corruption no longer exist. The Son of Man restores all things to their intended state. This allows humanity to live in a state of balance that the rebellion had previously destroyed. The story brings us back to the luminaries. The physical universe resumes the flawless, obedient operation that was established before the Watchers fell. The Book of Enoch remains as a cosmic warning. It suggests that humanity must align with the predictable, unyielding order of the heavens, or face the same darkness as those who first chose to rebel.